today we're talking to John Palmer, John Palmer's Music Store. Great to talk to you, John. You are in the music industry about 31 years, is that right?
Yeah, 31 years this year, yeah.
Do you want to tell
few
us?
quick years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about why you got into the music business, actually?
I've always been involved in music, like right going back to when I was in college. I went to, I was doing my electronic engineering and got involved with the Students' Union.
Okay.
So I ended up being the entertainment officer. So that was my college experience.
Right.
So I didn't do too well with my exams there. And from that, I was always just into music. The shop itself, I started off down on the quay. We had a little place there down right next door to Jordan's with 2.5 year lease. So I had that for a couple of years, and since then I've been up in Georgia Street, and I'm there till I die, I reckon.
Yeah. I know you've a lot of guitars in the shop.
Yeah.
So like,
it's kind of where we specialise. We do all sorts of instruments, but we'd specialise in guitars.
Like, you play guitar yourself?
A little small bit, and wouldn't consider myself a great musician by any means. I like banging around a few chords on it, but used to play a bit more. Did a bit of busking back in the day. And
okay, do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Well, we did a bit of travelling. Oh gee, when I was 18, I went off to France with 2 of my friends in a Volkswagen camper van. The dream holiday for a month, but that month just kept on extending. We just found ourselves having enough money to put petrol in the van and eat and drink for another few days, and just kept travelling to Germany, went to Holland, just did the whole of Europe, and we ended up over in Israel.
Wow.
So yeah, ended up there for about 1.5 years on a kibbutz.
God.
Moshav and kibbutz, yeah. So just a bit of travel, yeah. And that was all through busking.
Okay.
So keep at the busking on the streets, guys.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Who has been a big inspiration in your life?
Oh, there's no one. My mother, she's always pushed me towards the music.
Yeah. Was she musical herself?
She was an opera singer, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Although she did try to get me at the piano when I was a young fella. And I discovered the sweet shop down the road. And,
right.
Went on the duck from the piano lessons. She discovered that, and that was it. That was the end of my piano lessons. So that's one of my biggest regrets, that I never stuck at the piano.
And what age were you then? When you were
like 7, 8.
Okay.
You know, yeah. I wish I had stuck at it. I think if you start young enough with the music, it's a great benefit. Not that you can start at any age. You know.
Which musician would you most like to see in concerts that maybe you haven't had a chance to yet, or they haven't come here?
Ooh, I would have loved to have seen Bob Marley back in the day. Really? Yeah. I've seen an awful lot of musicians, a lot of music in Waterford. Jeez, Mike Scott and the Waterboys will always stand out as being one of the best gigs I've ever been at in Waterford. That was in the Bridge Hotel in 82, I think it was.
Sure.
Then the Flamour in Tremor. That was an amazing weekend of music. But who haven't I seen? I'm not sure. Sure, they're all even resurrecting themselves and coming back around. Seen the Rolling Stones a couple of times.
Right.
Big time span between a few of those gigs. No, there's no one that I'm itching to see at the moment.
Okay. So you've probably seen most of them
Yeah,
already.
most of who I want to see. Yeah.
And would you travel abroad to go see anyone?
No. Go as far as Dublin. That's it.
Okay. The big smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, my next question was: have you been visited by any famous musicians in your shop?
There's probably heads come in and out that door, and I don't really know who they are.
Yeah.
Any musician who would pass the shop, if they were just happened to be in town, they'd stick their head in the door, I think. You know.
Yeah. Anyone memorable come in over the years?
Shane MacGowan.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he was over having a few pints over and opposite me, and T&H was himself and Spider Simpson. I'm not sure it was at the time of the Flamour, but he was in the shop buying a few harmonicas.
Okay.
And we had to close the doors. Shop mobbed.
Bit of commotion.
Yeah. It was great.
What was the first guitar you've ever bought?
The first guitar I ever bought was a Yamaha FG 340 Mark II. It was probably one of my first guitars. My uncle, who's a great musician, advised me back at the time, if you're buying a guitar, save everything, save as much as you can, and muster up a big steel bar or whatever you can, and just put it all into a guitar. That's what I did one summer. At the time it was £110 when I was 15, I think. So
Okay.
it's
That was a big purchase.
Couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was a big purchase back
Yeah.
in the day, and I still actually have that guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere along the line I sold it to get another one, and it did the rounds, and it came up again. So I still have that.
Took it back.
And yeah.
So it's quite special then.
It is, absolutely, and
Yeah.
it sounds amazing. So
Wow.
I have a few guitars at home, but that one is it's something else. Yeah.
Okay. Just a couple of questions really about Waterford. I mean,
Yeah.
we're interviewing people around the city,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a great way to get to know how everyone is kind of, making a contribution
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the character of the town, actually.
yeah.
So, like, what do you most enjoy about Waterford and its people? Where do you like to go to relax?
Oh, there's so many good places about Waterford, that seems to be in there forever, like Jeff's, for example. I remember when I was a student, that's where you went for your pint. Downs is down the road, still going. The vintage parlour rooms up the road from the shop. I mean, fabulous building. There's lots of spots around Waterford. I live in Tramore, and I do like getting out of the city and going for a walk in Garrus Beach or any of those beaches along the Copper Coast.
Yeah.
Just something special.
Yeah.
So.
Especially on a sunny
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Few and far between right now.
Yeah.
Which talent would you most like to have?
Ooh, going back to that piano playing, I probably would love to have,
Okay.
stuck at the piano.
Would you say that the piano would be your favourite actually instrument? Had you
not really,
learned
but
it?
I suppose from a technical point of view, if you can play the piano, I think you can probably nearly have a go at anything else.
Yeah, you can do a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or maybe I should have stuck at the guitar as well.
Advice you would give to young people today?
Just believe in what you're doing. Don't give up. Always look at the positive. Try and avoid the negative. Yeah. That's a tough question.
I'm sure you've given plenty of advice to people who've come into the shop, type of instruments. And
I enjoy talking behind the counter. Anytime anyone comes in, no matter who they are or what they have to talk about, we'll talk, Yeah. I like chatting about music. It's always been a big part of my life, I think. I remember the first time I ever heard an electric guitar. I think I won't say face to face, but up close was when I was going to school in second year. There was a guy en route to school. He used to practice with his Gibson Les Paul and his Marshall stack in his garage, and just the sound of that, it just really got me.
Yeah.
And in secondary school when we were doing study. There was a band used to practice in one of the rooms, and the same story. I was just fascinated with this sound. It just really put the hairs up in the back of my head.
It's quite expressive, alright.
Yeah. Although most of the music I listen to it's acoustic based, I think. A lot of it singer-songwriters.
Actually, I was going to ask you, do you have any favourite singer-songwriters?
I'm always listening to Bob Dylan does, different phases, a lot of his bootleg stuff. That's what I've been doing the last few Sunday nights, just YouTube and unusual concerts, rare bootleggy stuff.
What would you say to your 20-year-old self?
Ooh, just do it all again.
Yeah, no regrets?
No, absolutely no regrets. No, I enjoyed everything I did. Don't think I regret anything I've ever done.
Actually, I was going to ask you, greatest achievement. So, what are you most proud of today?
Probably still keeping the doors of the shop open after going through a few recessions. So, I'm very proud of that. So,
I think you can be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Family, 4 kids, all raised. Happy days.
Okay. Last question then. Name 3 people you'd like to dine with, dead or alive?
Oh, the 2 Bobs and my wife. Bob Marley, Bob Dylan and my wife.
The 2 Bobs.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That'll be a good one.
That's great.
Yeah.
Listen, John, thanks a million. It was great to talk to you
Great
today.
to chat. All right.
Thanks so much.
No problemo.